Okay, good morning everyone, Shalom Aleichem. Hope everybody is doing well. Could you hear me? Yeah, okay. So we're continuing Mishna Berura for sure. We're learning Siman on Hey. We're up to Seif Yud Aleph. I just want to point out something about what we learned yesterday. The Ramah said that someone who is born in Adar and becomes Bar Mitzvah in Ibriyar, you don't become Bar Mitzvah until Adar Sheni. The reason is the Ikar Adar is Adar Sheni. The Mishna Berura explains Adar Rishon loy nikra Adar el chodesh she'ibr mikrei. Okay. Now the question is, we pointed out that even though the Ramah says the Ikar Adar is Adar base for Bar Mitzvah, Legabe Yartzeit in Yaradea, the Ramah says something else. Legabe Yartzeit, the Ramah says, in Siman Tavkov Samaches of Zayin, that you fast in Adar Sheni. That's what the Mechaber says. The Ramah says, Yesh omrim sheisana berishoin, v'yesh machmirim lesanis b'shneim. The Ramah in Yoredeya says, Im mesu ba'adar v'nisabra hashana ha'ikar lesanis ba'adar rishoin. So later on, the Ramah brings two opinions. That some say Yisana Barishain and Yesh Machim Lasanas B'Shneim, but in Yoredeya, the Ramah says the exact opposite that he says here, that the Iker is Adar Rishain. Rav Moshe says the Iker is what the Ramah says here. The Iker is always Adar Sheni for Bar Mitzvah and for Yartzeit. However, most Paiskim don't say that way, and it seems that we don't really hold that way. We go like Rabbi Yashiv and Rav Shlomo Zalman, that Legabe Bar Mitzvah, the Ikar Adar is Adar Beis, and Legabe Yartzeit, the Ikar Adar is Adar Aleph. And therefore, Rabbi Yashiv says, it's Bron Tziyunei Halacha, that you fast in the first Adar, you daven for the the first Adar, you say Kaddish in the first Adar, and the second Adar, you say Kaddish. And if you're able to, you should daven for the Amud, but the Ikar is Adar Aleph. That's the Psak of Rabbi Yashiv. You say Kaddish in Adar Beis, but the Tainus and the davening for the Amud is Adar Aleph. So in other words, that there's a distinction between Bar Mitzvah and Yartzeit. Legabe Bar Mitzvah, the Ikar Adar is Adar Beis. Legabe Yartzeit, the Ikar Adar is Adar Aleph. That's how we hold. Okay, let's see Seif Yud Aleph. Avaryan she'avar al gzeras hatzibor, a sinner that violated the decree of the tzibor, or she'avar avera, or violated an avera, im loy niduhu nimna leminyan asara. An avaryan that violated the gzera of the tzibor, or violated an avera, if they didn't put him in cherem, you could count him. So long as the person's not in cherem, he could be counted. Says Mishna Berura she'avar avera. An avarian that violated the gzera of a tzibor, violated an avera, says the Mishna Berura, kasav prima gadim, davka avera she'avar l'teyavain. Davka an avera that was violated out of desire, avalahachas, but to anger, afilu b'davar echad, even one thing, shumumar lavos gilulim, or a mumar for avodah zara, oy lechalo shabbos b'farhesya, dinoi ka'akam ein mitzaref. He has a din of an akam and he doesn't join. If I'm not mistaken, Rav Moshe disagrees with this. And Rav Moshe holds you could be mitzaref a mechalel Shabbos for a minyan, and he says we learn that from the Meraglim. The Meraglim is the source of minyan, and they were kofer be'ikar. So the Dirshu brings that Rav Moshe holds that if they come to daven, so there's a yesh makam lahater to be mitzaref them l'chol davar shabakdusha, and you can be mitzaref them for chazar sashas b'shas hadchak. But Mailas Tefillah B'tzibur, maybe you don't have. So it sounds like you could use them to be mitzaref for a minyan. You could say Dvarim Shabakdusha, but you don't have the added Maila of Mailas Tzibur. Okay, Lo Nidu, says Mishna Berura, Afilu Aver Shechayv Aleh Misa. Even Aver that someone's Chayv Misa for. Vatam The reason is, it says by Achan, Chata Yisrael, Afa Pisha Chata Yisrael hu, Uvekdusha Seikai. V'kad hanikra Karaim. The group that are called Karam, Eino Mitzar from Lasara. You can't join them up, She'ena Moedim B'tar Shval Peh, V'chol Mishu Koifer B'tar Shval Peh, Ein Mitzar V'chol Davar Sheb'Kedusha. Anyone who doesn't acknowledge the oral law cannot be joined in for Dvarim Sheb'Kedusha. Likewise, if you know he doesn't believe in the Geula, or Tchias HaMesim, or reward and punishment, he's an Apikaris, he can't be Mitzaref. Chazon Ish says that most Mechalei Shabbos today have a din of a Tinok Shanishba and not a din of a Mumar. Okay, Lamaisa, Halacha Lamaisa, most Poskim are Machmer. Not to be Mitzaref from Mechalei Shabbos to a Minyin. Rabbi Ben Sion Abba Shaul, Ein Mitzaref from Minyin. Rabbi Yashiv, Ein Mitzaref for Minyin, not for Kaddish, not for Kedusha. They have a din of a Nachri. Shevet HaLevi, Mechalei Shabbos, one who marries a guy, Ein Mitzaref Minyin. Minchas Yitzchak marries a guy, Ein Mitzaref Minyin. Rav Shlomo Zalman, it's better not to mitzaref them. But b'makam hatzarech, says Rav Shlomo Zalman, yesh lismay chalela shekasvu, that you can. Okay, weiter. Sif Yud Gimel. Sif Yud Beis, excuse me. Menuda, someone who's in Cherem, in Mitzaref and Oisel Chadav Shetzarcha, so you can't join him for anything that needs a minyan. Aval mutter osval beis haknesses shusham. It's mutter to daven in a shul that he's there. Elam kein pershel hachmar alav b'kach. Unless the Nidoi said that they should be machmer on him so much. I just had an interesting thought. If a menuda in mitzaref noisel chadav shebekdusha, did they daven with a minyan in the midbar? They were all in Cherem. Hashem, from the Cheder of the Meraglim and on, they were menuda l'shamayim. But what's interesting is the source of minyan is the Meraglim. So the moment they were put in Cherem, that's the makar that there's a concept of davening with a minyan. But I don't know. Not sure. I don't have the minyan, the catch a minyan records. I don't have from so far back. Okay, Sif Yud Gimel. Tzarch shiyu kol asar b'makom echad. You need all 10 people to be in one spot. Ushleach tzibur imam with the chazan with them. Let's see the Mishna Berura. Kol ha'asar v'afilu me'inon royin elu asel. Even if they can't see each other, kiven shem b'bayis echad. Since they're in one house, it's good. That means in one room. Even if they can't see each other, if they're in one room, they're mitzdaref. If some are in one room and some in another room, they don't join, even though the door is open. There's no opening. There's no breach. The doorway itself is a mechitza. It's like two houses. Even without a door. If they're in two different reshuyos, and even if they see each other, there are those who are machmer. Now, I don't know what it is. People have this thing. People love to daven in the ladies section or the coat room. Why? Because the Yetzer Hara says, look, if I can't get the guy to stay home, let me figure out how I could get him not to be part of the minyan. So the guy is milling around the coat room the whole time, or the ladies section. He thinks, when he goes up to Shemayim, he might not be mitzaref. It's not pashat. So he said, we don't need him to be mitzaref, because we have a minyan inside. So why is the guy not davening there? He's not technically part of it. He could answer Dvarim Shebekdusha. He's just not davening with the minyan. Let's see. Fine. Weiter. They have to be in one spot. Hayu tisha b'bayis ve'echad b'sukkah. Let's say you have 9 in the house and 1 in the sukkah. Yesh amrim d'mitztarif. Some say they join, v'yesh chokim, some say not. Kisheyesh tisha b'makam echad ve'echad achar havilan sheparson l'tznios. Let's say you have 9 in one place, and one of them is behind a curtain that they separated just for tznios. So we have to see, what does it mean, l'tznios? Mitztarfin, that guy does join. V'davkim persu l'tznios ba'ama, that's only if they did it for tznios. Avalam ika, tefillin, or sefer Torah. Tznios means like this. You have a house, and somebody wants privacy, so he puts his bed behind like a little curtain. So then he's mitztaref. Aval ika tefillin or sefer Torah, but if there's tefillin or sefer Torah, and he spread out a sheet in order that there be a mechitza, so he could have relations. Havanami mechitza l'tzerf asara. It's a mechitza for an interposition for a minyan v'loy mitztarfu. U'Prima Gadim mitzadei d'b'chol gavnei mitzaref. Prima Gadim says for all situations it's mitzaref. Says Reb Chaim Kanievsky, if you're in one room, but if there's a movable mechitza like they have at Simchais to separate between men and women, Reb Chaim Kanievsky says it's like an Ezras Nashim, and it's like 2 rooms, and it's not mitzaref. So kol shekain in the Ezras Nashim, it's not mitzaref. So you could have a guy milling around the Ezras Nashim with the curtain open, and you say, come in. No, I don't want to come in. He's not part of the minyan, even though you could see him, because he's in a different room. Unless it's mostly open. If it's just a doorway or a minor opening, he's not mitzaref. Have a wonderful Shabbos, everyone. Kol tov, hatzlacha. I don't hear you. Oh, I hear you. Okay, yeah. Sorry?
What did you say? The Prima Garden says b'chol in mitzaref?
Yeah, that's talking about if there's a little curtain, but it's in one room.
Oh.
Why is a women's section is not meant to be part of the minyan?
No.
I mean, the women are not.
They're not part of the minyan. They're answering to a minyan of men. You're allowed to answer a dvarim shebekdusha that was said with the minyan, but they're not davening together with the minyan. They're not part of the minyan.
Friday night, let's say that it's a shul where it's crowded, so on Friday night there's regular overflow into women's section. So isn't there like a stam das that's always included? It's part of the meaning. Does das matter here? Let's say it's a separate room, but it was built all to be part of the same shul, or it's a separate area. But people daven there regularly. It's part of the minyan. It seems like the intention behind the mechitza makes a difference.
The reason the mechitza was built was to separate women. The fact, you want to know, could you stipulate when Friday night when there's...
It was just to separate women when there are women there, but otherwise the room is not a separate room.
It is a separate room. It's a separate room. A room is a room. You want to know, men who come late and they daven in late, are they davening with the